Hello, Joan and Bob. This is Joe Castillo with LCE Graphics, and this is our preliminary video of your machine. We started on the system on Thursday, and basically taking it apart. So we're in the taking it apart phase right now. You can see the inside of your machine. There's dust in there, just like I think you have one of these. It's probably maybe this way or worse. But it's pretty clean. So when you compare, this is exactly how we got it in. Now, as you can see, everything's gutted out of here, and as far as I know, we're the only ones doing this, but we do it for a reason. It takes us about 6 hours per tower to dismantle them, and about another 8 hours to put it back together. But the reason we do it is because this is really the only way that you can really inspect and clean one of these machines. There's a lot of stuff in here that if you don't take it out, you can't see it. You just have to guess on whether it's any good or not. And you know, sometimes little things like a little roller, guide roller, pressure tension roller, any little thing can cause problems. And as you can see, this is the work side of it. This is where all the solenoids and lift motors and all that. Of course, we test all this stuff before we start taking it apart. But you can see that that's where your sensors go. This is where your blow manifold goes. This is where your vacuum manifold goes. And by taking this all apart, we're able to inspect your sealer pads. These are real important. Nobody ever looks at them. But when these pads go bad, they get chunks knocked out of them, or they start getting worn out of the little plastic sealer on the top. It's just foam rubber sandwiched between two pieces of mylar. And when they go bad, what happens is you start losing vacuum. You know, and the reason is these machines run really great. You can put them in a print shop and run them for 4 or 5 years, no problems. Then all of a sudden they start getting problematic, and it's expensive, you know, to come in and do. We recommend that this be done every 2 years to existing systems, and we have some systems out there where customers have us come in once a year. But most people do not maintain these. They just run them, and it's probably what you guys do. That's what, you know, it's pretty much the nature of the collator business. But if you do spend some time and money maintaining these machines and cleaning them, they last a lot longer. But this machine is in really good shape. This one is the one that has 2.3 million, and then this is the tire that has 335,000. Like I said before, in fact, I can't power the other one up, but I can power this one up. I think I already get into the service mode, and there's your life count right there. If you can see that, that's 315,304. Of course, we've run quite a few cycles through it already. It has more than what we originally got it in at. Turn the power off. But anyway, this is just to give you an idea. Booklet maker. There's your booklet maker with all the covers off of it. Again, very, very clean. An incredible system. Very nice condition. Very clean on the inside, as you can see. Your Honer stitch heads. This is your trimmer that we've got. This, you know, putting the belts in it. I'm not sure whether all the belts are being put in, but the belts in our policy are either like new or replace new. So that's the only criteria, basically. If they're like new, with this trimmer, I think only had like 800,000 cycles on it. It's not even beginning to have a problem with belts or anything. But you can see this unit's very clean. This is before we even started cleaning it. We pull it apart. We do the service work we have to do. We clean them while they're apart, vacuum them out and everything. And so we haven't even done these yet, so you can see the condition of it. That's your lift unit. This tire here, we'll be dismantling that this morning. We've already done with that one, and once I'm done taking it apart, then our assistant will come in and do all the vacuuming, cleaning, and detailing. When he's done with it, it'll look like a brand new tower. Then we clean all the attachments. This is all the stuff out of your units. Don't be alarmed. We know how they go back together. But anyway, here's the problem with the belts right here. See these belts right here? You see how loose they are? See that? That's a huge problem, okay? But that happens very quickly. Not so much with how many cycles, but over time. Like after 4 or 5 years, sometimes 6 years, all they are is rubber bands with little teeth on them. See, little ribs? That's all these are. So once they stretch out, they're done, irregardless of whether they look worn or not. So, you know, rather than, you know, concern ourselves whether they're good or bad, which bins are bad and all that nonsense, we just take them all out. You know, you're looking at, there's 8 belts on each one, $8 and something a piece. You know, it's expensive, but it makes a big difference. Now, these are all your little transfer rollers. Nobody ever looks at these. We do. We check each one individually. Those are really important. These little rollers are your exit rollers on each bin. And it's important that they're tensioned the same way, that they don't have, that they're not worn in the little bushing area here. We check each one individually, and when we put them back and we clean them. These have never been cleaned. Nobody ever cleans them. That's just the nature of it, and that's just the way it is. And nothing's ever going to change. So, and these are your blow manifolds. As you can see, we take all the blow manifolds out. This is what a blow manifold looks like out of your machine. These are your little separator strippers, which on this machine were replaced new. They all look brand new, so that's a good thing, but we would have replaced them anyway. Here are all the new belts. These are your transport belts for your, I think this is like $1,500 or $1,600 worth of belts in this little box. And the only thing this is our checklist that we go through. I'll see if we can focus that in a little bit better. This is our checklist for the collator service. As our service technician goes through it, each one of the things are checked. Like here, this is the electronic check, which we've already done. We check all the electronics, the sensors, limit switches, blower function, and we list any sensors that aren't working. And then when we put it together, we inspect those sensors to make sure. Most of the time, these are your sensors here. And as you can see, they're real dusty. Let's see if we can. You can see here, see the dust built up on that bottom lens and on the top lens? That's very common. So we clean them. We have a special cleaner that we use and a special coating that we put on them that helps with resisting the dust. These are all your guide plates. All the guide plates are cleaned and they're coated with a special slick coating that we use that helps the sheets glide much better through the spins. And of course, these are your manifolds, which we dismantle, clean, vacuum out, and we replace all the rubber belts on, put them back in. They also have sensors on the top of them. Each one has a sensor. That's your bin sensor down in there, and most of them are dirty as can be, so we clean them as well. So it's, it's quite a job, but we have a system for doing all this, and we've got it worked out. We're very, very efficient, and actually that's what helps us a great deal, because what happens with most companies out there that sell machinery, they'll have service people on board, and so they become a Duplo. Let's say they become a Duplo distributorship. Okay, so the next thing they do, they send their service guy out for a 1-week miracle training school, which I've been there, done that, and yeah, you learn a little bit, but believe me, the only way you ever learn how to work on this stuff is get in here and do it. That's how we've learned how to work on these, and not only that, we not only do quite a bit of work to them, cleaning them, inspecting them, but we also run the hell out of them. I mean, these machines have already had hundreds and hundreds of cycles run through them before we even took them apart to clean them and service them, because that's what tells us, and we make a note of everything that's giving us an issue. Most people who have these collators, they can't load the bins and run them. They 10 sheets it's a jam, 5 sheets it's a double, 3 sheets it's a miss, 10 sheets it's this, it's that, it's the other thing. And so, and what happens, it happens gradually over time, sort of like a car. You buy a brand new car, everything works great, then one day the rear window on the passenger side won't come down. So you don't worry about it because nobody ever rides back there, and then the next thing you know, the cigarette lighter quits working, or every little thing stops working. And then at the end of 10 years, you have a car where the only thing that works is the driver's side door, because the driver has to get in and out of the car. And that's the nature of things the way they are. So that's basically what happens with collators. So what we do is we get the collator in, and we make we get all the windows working and all the little gadgets working and all the things that are important actually. This is another area. You can see that this one here is you're buying a brand new tower, really. I mean, it's a very, very rare situation that we have here. I mean, this happens once in a great while, and that's why we don't mind paying top dollar for these machines, because believe me, when a machine has 7 or 8 million on it, it's very difficult to bring it back. So anyway, that completes our first initial video. We do this on every system that we sell with service and inspection, just to acquaint you with what we're doing, so you don't think we're over here twiddling our thumbs while you wait anxiously for your machine. Again, if you have any questions, we answer the phone here. We're all on horses. We don't have much desk time. So if it matters, please call us, and we'll try our best to get back with you Sometimes we get 35, 40 phone calls a day, but most of the time, we can handle it. So please call us if you have any questions or any concerns, and we'll be following up this video with other videos as we start test running the machine. Thank you so much for your confidence in our company. We'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye now.